Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. If you'd like to know more about my knitwear designs, please check in the description below, and there you will find a link to my Ravelry page where you can see all the patterns I have available for you to knit up for yourself. Also in the description below you will find a link to the Facebook group for Watch Barbara Knit. We'd love to have you come over and join so we can continue the conversations that we start here on the video channel. Always, I love chatting with people in the comments, but you can't share pictures there. So both places are fun to play. I'm so excited. I alluded to this in my vlog. I have a new pattern to show y'all, and I'm super excited. So you'll want to check in the description below, and you can get the link to the Ravelry where you can get and purchase and knit up your own version of this new shawl. I'm so excited. I've been working on it for a while. So we're going to start. I showed you the colors already, so you might recognize this one. It's a darker green. But then we get our orange, and then we switch to a different green, and we end with the different green. Okay, I wanted to show it to you super fast like that, and then I can talk about it. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. So it is an asymmetrical triangle. The name is Confundo, which is a Harry Potter reference because I couldn't resist. When I initially designed this, I knew that the color work was going to I thought it was going to look cool, but then when it was finished, I realized it was almost an optical illusion because you've got stripes going one way, but then you've got these diagonals going this way that are the square. It looks like you're doing lots of crazy stuff in here, and it's like magic, but you would not believe how easy it actually is. This is a mosaic slip stitch style pattern, which what that means, and if you're a longtime viewer, you have heard this, what you are doing is knitting stripes and slipping stitches. That is all you're doing. So there's no carrying yarn along the back. I'll show you this. This is what the back looks like. And I think the back looks pretty cool too. That's what the back looks like. I'm gonna hold it here. Let me see how close I can move it. So you can see it. So there's no floats. There are the places like that. You've got the little bars that run behind your slip stitches, but you don't have to it's not like stranded knitting where you're running two yarns and you got to make sure you keep your tension even and all that kind of stuff. You just knit normally, and every once in a while you slip a stitch. And this one, even though it looks complicated, there's only the pattern. You've got these long runs of knit, and then you just slip, knit, slip, and then long runs of knit. So there's I really feel like it's a lot of bang for your buck. Now, it is enormous. It is knit in light worsted yarn, and I have my notes over here, and it's on a size 9 needle. You're going to need a circular needle to use it because you're going to need a cable long enough to hold all these stitches at the end, because this is your bind off, and this little tiny bit right here, that's your cast on. And that's the way asymmetrical shawls work. You start at this little tiny point and you increase on this side. You increase essentially every row on this side, but you decrease on this side every other row. So it grows by 1 stitch every 2 rows. So you get this long, elegant swoop. At the beginning, it's in the one solid color, and it has texture. So it starts off with a fairly simple texture, just a little bit of purling, mostly knitting, and then you switch, you bring in your color work. Now, this is specifically designed, and it's a brand new product that I was super excited to work with. Well, it is a brand new offering of an existing popular product. This is Miss Babs Yowza. If you're not familiar with Miss Babs Yowza, it is a light worsted weight yarn. And the reason why it's called Yowza, it's because when you see it, you're like, Yowza, what? A skein. It is a skein, a single skein of light worsted weight yarn that's like the size of a small baby. I mean, I think it's as big as my baby was when I brought him home. It is 560 yards of light worsted. And she really likes them. People like them because there's, you know, you can get some people can get like a sweater or a shirt out of one skein, maybe two. You don't have as many ends to weave in. You don't have to worry as much about color variants from skein to skein. So it's super cool. But apparently she has been getting requests for small, people love the base so much, but they want smaller amounts, mostly to be able to do color work. So she has decided to introduce a product called Yowza Trios. And what they are custom selected color sets of 3 colors. So it's each skein is 80 grams. So they're minis, but they're just mini versions of the gigantic one. So they're 80 grams, 200 yards. So it's 200 yards per skein. So it's a total of 600 yards divided evenly through 3 colors. I need to make sure the 3 colors that I chose are color. So you've got color A, which is this first one, which is Topaz. And then color, well, this is color A1, and this is color A2, which is Rainforest. And then color B is the orange, and it's Carnelian. So those are the 3 colors I chose to use, and she'll be making these available in sets. And what effect I was going for is this is sort of, I wanted to go for something that was sort of a gradient effect. So we start with a dark green and we move to the lighter green, and the color work bridges the gap between the two. So what you're doing is this solid is 50% of the dark green, and then you work the color work with the remaining 50% of the dark green and the first half of the orange, and then you switch, and then you use the remaining 50% of the orange with the first 50% of the light green, and then the end is the remaining 50% of the light green. You got all that math? Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. It really, for me, planning it involved a lot of weighing of yarn, but it's all written out yardage wise. So if you use this yarn, if you have 200 yards of light worsted weight yarn, you just switch when I tell you to. It makes it a lot easier on everybody. Of course, she's going to have these trios in other sets, in other colors, so I can't wait to see what other color combinations people knit it up in, because that's always fun. A few specifics on this. Let me make sure I've got these numbers right. As I said, it's 200 yards of each color, 3 colors, size 9 needle. Now the finished dimensions are, if you lay it down flat and you've got this big curve, what you consider the wingspan, just edge to edge, is 55 inches. And then the widest part, which is a curve to like the point, you got my finger disappeared off the screen, is 21 inches. Another dimension I can give you is the neckline. So if you measure along the neckline from there all the way to the point, it's 80 inches. That's pretty long. So I'm going to scoot back real quick on my rolly chair to see if I can get y'all a better, so you can see. Look how big it is. It is a big, beautiful shawl to wrap up in. I had my model, my mother modeled it for me, and when she was holding out, she's like, I'm Batman. Which I think is an impulse for just about anyone. That didn't flip all the way up, but it looked kind of cool like that, didn't it? So it is definitely a shawl to keep you warm. There are really cool ways to wear it. I love this shape of shawl because you can style it so many ways. I like it so you get this big swath, scoot back, this big swath of this blue, the lighter color, running up over the shoulder, and you tug it so it's sort of like a cowl, and then you can bring the darker color around and it hangs down, but there's enough shawl that you can make it go. It can wrap all the way around and still be over both shoulders. You can also do the whole thing. Now, what I would do, let me scroll around, is offset it in the back. So here, let me see. So that the point is sort of centered. And if you see when I do that, how long this is. So this is all the way around my shoulders. You can see, and you've got plenty of coverage in the back. And then I still have all of this left that can go up like that. And you can bring this, if you have a pin, you could pin it. You could actually, oh, I wonder if you could tie it. You could definitely tie it. There's all kinds of ways you can wear it. And it's super snuggly. It's 100% superwash merino, so it's not going to pill up on you. And as I said, the color work is really remarkably easy. This is not cooperating with me. There we go. That looks cool. We'll put that one up there. There we go. So this is Confundo, is the name of this shawl. It is available on Ravelry. It will be, actually, I'm going to package this up and mail it off if you are going to Rhinebeck or SAF. Miss Babs will have it in her booth so you can actually see it in person, and she will have the sets in these colors if you like this color combination. Or you can check out some of the other combinations. I'll put a link eventually when it appears. The trios are being introduced at Rhinebeck, so they are not yet available, but I will put a placeholder link in the description below where these sets will go live when they return from their travels, if you want to get your own set to knit this up or look at the other color combination that she has selected, because, you know, I picked these out and I am super happy with them, but Babs is a color genius and she's got color geniuses working for her, so you might want to check out what she's chosen too. So this is Confundo. And if you want people to think that you can work magic, then maybe you should knit this one up, because it's knit and stripes and slip and stitches, and there really isn't even that much stitch slipping. It's a little bit of work for a whole lot of impact. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please click that like button. If you'd like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.